Dipplin is a unique Generation 9 evolution with Supersweet Syrup, a signature ability that lowers the opposing Pokemon's evasion by -1 stage when it enters the field, and Syrup Bomb, a move that can lower your opponent's speed for several consecutive turns. I saw this video by Fufu2 using Dipplin with a few other partners like the Hisuian Lilligant, Bronzong, and a few others to try to take advantage of it, and I want to try out my own version with a bit of other Pokemon. We're going to see how well this team performs. This team, I want to explore a lot of Dipplin's potential with the Supersweet Syrup, which lowers the evasion on opponent's Pokemon, and the Syrup Bomb, which is a signature move that can drop the speed of opposing Pokemon for 3 turns. I really liked the idea with the Dipplin to have a few combos that were pretty nice overall, with the Magma Storm Heatran, which I think is a really great combination. It just does so much damage. Being able to trap, which is something that's really effective here because you can still switch out the evasion boost, and since Super Sweet Syrup only activates once, if they switch out, you basically have wasted your ability. So I liked the idea of being able to trap as well with the Magma Storm. And having a few other options, I took the idea of the Hisuian Lilligant with Hustle, which is the best Hustle user in Generation 9 from Fu's team, and trying it out here. Also giving me access to really accurate Sleep Powders. Hustle doesn't affect Sleep Powder, just as a reminder. Then we have like the Competitive Milotic to scare away a bit of Intimidate. The Choice Scarf Landorus, which I'm using as a pivot because I can lead it with the Intimidate next to Heatran or Lilligant, and you turn out into the Super Sweet Syrup Dipplin to activate, which is pretty nice. And then the LAIC, which also has that Volt Switch factor for pivoting, but also has the Electro Ball. And with the Syrup Bomb combination, I'm interested to see if we can pull off that combination to allow for LAIC to get even more powerful Electro Balls into fast targets. If you would like to check out the details of the team, they'll be linked in the description down below. A unique snow team with Xianpao, the Alola Ninetales, Blood Moon Ursaluna, Baxcalibur with the Munkidori, and Sinisha. Alright, I am trying to figure out what exactly my best combination is. Probably Landorus Heatran is really solid here, and I do like it a lot, so I am going to go with Landorus Heatran. In the back, I'm thinking of using my Dipplin and Lilligant. Milotic isn't really that great in this matchup, doesn't hit anything. There's no Intimidate on my opponent's team that can really help out. Regieleki, it's not bad in this matchup, although it doesn't really help me with the Blood Moon Ursaluna, which I think is a pretty big threat, and the Baxcalibur, which also is another big threat. So I'd prefer having a combination that can beat both of them, and having that Lilligant might be the answer. Let's see, however, if that's going to be the case. We're going to see Ninetales Baxcalibur as the lead. Not too surprising here. We will lead the Landorus Heatran and get an Intimidate off. Let's see. Clear Amulet? No Clear Amulet. Okay. Snow Warning going to activate. Do I care about the Ninetales too much is the question. I did bring a bunch of Ice Weeks, which is like the one thing about this. I could go for Terra if I want to. I don't think I want to Terra though. I think I want to Terra my Dipplin most likely, or I could Terra something else. I think I'm just going to go for a Magma Storm immediately into the Ninetales, and I'm just going to go for a U-turn into the Baxcalibur. It's Choice Scarf Baxcalibur, okay. Was not expecting that one. All right, Auroravale. All right, I don't think that's too bad. Like, they're locked into Icicle Crash. Was not expecting that one, I'll say that much. Magma Storm will connect with the Ninetales, so we should be able to obliterate this turn. And okay, not too bad. Ninetales is eliminated. Who do I want to go down to? Probably Lilligant. I want to catch it. I do need to go to Dipplin the following, but yeah, I want to save my Terra just in case, I guess. I'll go Lilligant now, and we're gonna see Xianpao come in. All right, not too worried about the Xianpao. Magma Storm is going to do a ton of damage to it. Sacred Sword is going to do a lot of damage to me, but I think it's probably acceptable. I think my ideal is just to Magma Storm to Xianpao since I have the ability to, and I want to say it's just hard into Dipplin. Even on an Icicle Crash, I think it's worth it if I can hit the Xianpao with Magma Storm. Like, if I can hit that Xianpao with Magma Storm, I think it's like a pretty big deal. Because then the Baxcalibur is locked in at -1 evasion, so I can always hit it with a close combat in the end game. It's just going to come down to the last Pokemon. So we'll bring out the Dipplin, bring the Super Sweet Syrup to the board here. Even if we switch in Icicle Crash, all we need to do is really hit We're gonna see a Terra come out. All right, who's Terraing? Xianpao? Oh, Excalibur. All right, we know your choice scarf. You outspent my Landers. Gonna Terra into the Terra Poison. So we kind of force a Terra, which it also isn't that bad. Because I don't think it's a Terra that's super relevant at the current point. Icicle Crash gonna come out into the Dipplin. It does actually survive. That's actually crazy. Take a sword out into Heatran. Able to tank that. All right, beautiful. And we are gonna get a Magma Storm off into the Xianpao. And it is going to hang on with that Aurora and Focus Sash. You actually still need the Focus Sash, but the Magma Storm here going to be able to break that Focus Sash and knock out the Xianpao. So power of the Magma Storm Heatran right here is showcasing beautifully. All right, what's the last? The last one's going to be a big one here. I don't need Terra on any of my Pokemon at this point in the game. Sinistra. Okay, so Heatran just should win here. I want to say I'm going for the Magma Storm into the Sinistra, and I am just going to attempt to Pollen Puff the Heatran. I might as well. I'm a Solvest Heatran, so I should be able to survive. They're going to go for the double up here into Heatran. Let's see if it picks up a knockout. If I flinch... Oh, I don't flinch. I get Magma Storm off into the Sinistra. That just picks up the knockout of the Sinistra. Beautiful. So Magma Storm getting 3 KOs. Aurora not even mattering. And I get to Pollen Puff my Heatran, so... Yeah, I would say that I don't think the Excalibur can win. And you know what? I'll give them the attack boost with the Magma Storm, and I'll just protect, I suppose, because Icicle Crash is just not beating me. Game's going to be over. Okay. Granted, I did have to hit 1 inaccurate Magma Storm. Actually, no, I had to hit 2 inaccurate Magma Storms. But hitting the Xianpao was pretty important because that one was the one that actually could do damage to me because Excalibur couldn't do anything since it wasn't locked in. It could have had a ground move, but at -1 it wasn't KOing me, so I felt like it was an okay trade. And it did work out. This is one heck of a team. Rillaboom, Infernape, Gyarados, the Roaring Moon Ursaluna with Hydreigon and Conkeldurr. Definitely a lot of cool Pokemon here. How do I want to approach this one? My Lilligant could go crazy with the close combat. It does do a good amount of damage. I think I will go with Lilligant. Lilligant plus Lander seems really good. I don't need Heatran nearly as much. I think it's Dipplin, and I think it's Regieleki in the back. Electro Ball goes crazy in this matchup if I set it properly. Heatran is also like a pretty good mod. I don't think I need it in this matchup specifically, but we'll see. I definitely could see some strats here with Lilligant and the syrup for the Electro Ball right here. So let's see if we can accomplish that because it would be really cool to pull off. All right, let's see. What are they going to lead here? Which is going to be pretty important. I also don't know. They have Blood Moon Ursaluna, but no Trick Room. So maybe it's a fast one. We're going to see the Gyarados Conkeldurr lead. All right. It's Landorus and Lilligant. I do get Intimidate off into both Pokemon here. Do I need the Syrup? I mean, it's a good pivot here. Although into Ice Punch, it's not great. I have a few options. I got Intimidate, right? It's not Moxie. Yeah, it is Intimidated. All right. I could Sleep Powder if I want to. Sleep Powder is not a bad option. I could go into the Dipplin and U-turn out into Eleki, which is also not a bad play. I feel like my best play is just to protect and U-turn out into Regieleki. Yeah, I think that's the best call here. I think I am going to make that play. Let's see. Protect the Lilligant. The Conkeldurr protects, which is actually the best case scenario right here. Okay. So I get a free U-turn off into the Gyarados. Maybe they're scared of Sleep Powder? Or maybe they're Flame Orb and they want to get the Flame Orb for Guts. I'm going hard into Eleki. There's really no reason not to go Eleki here and threaten the Volt Switch. Ice Fang. Okay. It is Flame Orb. Okay, good to confirm here. So I don't mind just going for a... I kind of want to double up the Conkeldurr. Close combat and Volt Switch might pick up that knockout. And because it's not a Solvest Conkeldurr, this is Specs Eleki. You know what? Let's go for the Volt Switch. Let's go for the close combat. The Gyarados might protect here, which is fine. It might be Terra Ground too. Hopefully that's not the case. I mean, actually, if it is, then it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm just going to go for a Volt Switch into close combat. Do as much damage as we possibly can. We're going to see a Terra involved here. Going to be the Terra Gyarados. Is it ground? It is ground. Okay, so I get something right. I'm just able to Volt Switch close combat to Conkeldurr though, and hopefully pick up the knockout, which would be super ideal here. So Volt Switch. Oh my goodness. I didn't even need the Leaf Blade. That Volt Switch did so much damage. Okay, let's go out in a Landorus. I could have went Dipplin, but they're probably Drain Punching, which I think is okay. I think they're probably Drain Punching to LAIC, but we'll see. I do land to close combat too, so I am able to eliminate the Conkeldurr, which is fantastic. So Conkeldurr is eliminated. Huge knockout right there. All right, so Conkeldurr eliminated. Let's see what their next play is with the Gyarados. It's going to be Terra Blast into the LAIC. And they made it a lot easier because they protected the Conkeldurr the previous turn, so avoiding the Sleep Powder. Rillaboom coming in, all right. This is a pretty safe protect from me and a hard switch into Dipplin right here. Dipplin's gonna go crazy in this upcoming portion of the battle, so we're gonna go into Dipplin. Threaten the Leaf Blade into Gyarados the following turn with that hustle. Now not having to worry about missing the Gyarados. And I don't know what I want to do with the Dipplin. Do I want to switch into Landorus again? Probably. Protect the Lilligant. Fake Out going to come out into the Lilligant. Or I could set up. Because, like, I don't know. Whatever's going to do a lot. Ooh, Ice Fang. 4 times effective, sure. I mean, I guess it is like a -2 Gyarados. That actually would have done some pretty significant damage outside. But yeah, we can just go for a Leaf Blade. And we can go for a Syrup Bomb, I guess. Cover switches. And also, actually, no, I want to Pollen Puff the Lilligant, right? Because they can protect Gyarados and go for a Wood Hammer into a Grassy Glide. Yeah, I'd rather avoid that. I'm just going to Pollen Puff. Because the Wood Hammer, yeah, I think I'd rather just Pollen Puff here. It's safer. I could cover for switches, but I'd rather make sure that I have the threat of the Leaf Blade for the Gyarados just one-shotting. Okay, they just give me the Gyarados, so Gyarados gets eliminated. We're down to the final 2, which is nice. So once they're trapped in, I can go for the Syrup, and then they're trapped in with the Speed Drops for the rest of the game. So that's nice. You turn out the Dipplin. Okay. So let's see who they're bringing out next. Do I want to switch out the Lilligant? Probably. Landorus does seem like a pretty good call for the Lilligant slot. Ursaluna. All right, Blood Moon Ursaluna revealed. I really wish I could guarantee a hit into the Ursaluna. That's all right here. I still have Terra, actually. I have Terra, Reggie, LAIC. I got some choices here. I am gonna go Landorus for the Lilligant slot though, and probably just I could double protect here. I just don't want to give him like a room to set up. Actually, do I think this is set up? It's hard to say. As long as Rillaboom's not Sword Stance. Even if it's Sword Stance, I guess it's like not even that big of a deal. Because Grassy Terrain's gonna wear out sooner or later, so I can just double protect here and just scout for what they're gonna click. Take out in a Lilligant. Yep. Okay. Blood Moon into the ooh, they target the Dipplin. All right. Close combat does a KO. I guess that's the question. I could go for it. I feel like it should. You know what? Let's close combat. Let's close combat with the hustle. And let's Syrup Bomb the Rillaboom. Get those speed drops, I guess, for Electro Ball potentially. Close combat does do a lot. It's not a KO, but it does put in range of my Landorus attack, so that's completely all right. Do they respect the Lilligant now? You go for a knockoff, get rid of my Violet. All right. Moonblast. Ooh. Oh, they target the Lilligant. Okay. That's okay as well. All right. Free Syrup Bomb into the Rillaboom. I also have Terra Flying that I could just cover with Landorus. I kind of want to see if LAIC can one-shot the Rillaboom though. Although if it's Assault Vest, I probably don't. And it's very likely Assault Vest, I think, based on how they're playing. Okay, this is the last turn of grassy terrain, so this should be grassy glide if they have it. I don't know if they have grassy glide. We saw fake out, we saw knockoff, we saw wood. Did we see the grass move actually? No, we haven't seen the grass move yet, so it could actually be grassy glide. I'm like pretty sure we haven't seen the grass move yet at least. So double protect. It's so low that I don't care about if they set up anymore. Oh yeah, we saw U-turn earlier, right? But we still haven't seen if they revealed grassy glide or not, I suppose. Boom blast, okay. I really want to see how much Electro Ball does to the Rillaboom. I feel like it's still a pretty fair amount, but yeah, we'll just go for a Leaf Blade into the Ursaluna. And I guess I could go Landorus. I mean, I guess that... Nah, actually, no. I just Syrup Bomb the Ursaluna. Vacuum Wave. Okay. Does U-turn KO my Dipplin without the Eviolite? I didn't get Intimidate off. Oh, I'm faster than Rillaboom because of the Syrup Bomb. I get rid of the Ursaluna. Perfect. You get U-turn off. Let's see if it KOs. No, not even close. Yeah, I didn't think so. All right. Now, we could go Landorus and just Terra Blast, but I kind of want to see the damage on Electro Ball to Rillaboom since we did set it up for this position specifically. So Electro Ball and I guess just Pollen Puff. Yeah, let's do it. I want to see how much damage this does. That's some pretty big damage. Let's see if it's Assault Vest through the Pollen Puff damage guaranteed. Yeah, I think that is Assault Vest. I get rid of my choice specs, but it's not enough. It's not enough. Electro Ball will be able to finish him off. So I was like trying to set up for Electro Ball endgame. It would have, I guess, like it was a little bit tough because I already got rid of the Conkeldurr. I wonder if Electro Ball would just one-shot the Conkeldurr though, because Volt Switch did so much. Electro Ball was like double the power. I think it would have. Goodbye, Rillaboom, and that is good game. A lot of this was basically, I guess I played around the Gyarados a lot easier than I anticipated because I was able to do a lot of cool maneuvering. I forced a Terra with my Elekey and was just able to dance around to get into a good position with the Hisuian Lilligant and Dipplin too. Fluttermane, Gastron, Landis-Fairy, Heatran, Iron Hands, Corviknight. Alright, so double ground. I do want to bring Heatran still, I think, into this matchup. Regieleki can definitely be something here. There's Iron Hands and a Gastrodon in Landorus, which makes it a little bit difficult, but it's like not terrible, I suppose, against Corviknight, Heatran, and Fluttermane. But let's see. I like Landorus a lot here as a lead because I can figure out what they want to do. Heatran's a really good lead here as well. In the back, the Gastrodon just makes Milotic so difficult to use, even though it's like actually pretty decent against their team. I don't really like it. I think I'm going to bring Lilligant and Dipplin instead. Let's see what we can perform here. Definitely some tricky tools. I think a lot of the game plan is just going to come down to what's going to be put in front of me, because Magma Storm Trapping is actually really strong in this matchup. The question is, am I able to get Magma Storm Trapping? I really wish. I don't understand why Dipplin doesn't. It would be so much better if Supersweet Syrup was like every other, like what it used to be, Old Interpret Sword, like the current Ogerpon ability. Like, why is it one-time use? It's not even that good for the mon itself. But let's see here. If it affected Chiricold herself, yeah, then maybe. Let's see. All right. The game plan here is try to figure out what they lead, because I don't know what they lead, because they have a Corviknight, which I don't even know if they bring, because I have a lot of answers to Corviknight itself, but they actually do go with the Corviknight Gastrodon lead, which is fine here for me. Okay. Landorus, Heatran. Do I want a Terra? I feel like they got to be scared of Terra Grass too on Heatran, because I could pull a Terra Grass and they would be in a lot of trouble. This could be a U-turn angle, which I kind of like, actually. I'm going to go for a U-turn into the Gastrodon, and I think I'm just going to go for my Terra Fire, Magma Storm into, or Terra Fairy here in Magma Storm. They could go into Heatran, which I guess would be concerning. But I think it's... If they go Heatran, I could also just go into Lilligant, and I think that'd be fine too. So I'm just going to lock it in. They do retreat to Corviknight. Is this Heatran? Iron Hands. Okay, so I'm trapping Iron Hands, which isn't that bad either. Actually, I might want to go Lilligant instead of Dipplin. Yeah, I think I actually do. No, Dipplin does threaten the Gastrodon immediately as well, which is nice. And I do guarantee to trap in Iron Hands with the attack. They're both pretty solid options. I don't think I have to hit the Magma Storm against the rest of their team, though. And hitting a Leaf Blade guaranteeing a Gastrodon would be really solid if I do lock it in. You know what? I'll go Dipplin. Because there is a chance I go hard in the Lilligant. So Supersweet Syrup, get that evasion drop on both. I'm guaranteed to hit the Magma Storm now into the Iron Hands, which is great. And let's trap that Mon in. Very, very nice. And if they Ice Beam, it doesn't do too much damage to Dipplin. They go for Yawn. All right. So that's acceptable. Leftovers recovery. Are they going to continue to Yawn pressure, I guess, is the question. I think my best play here is just to Pollen Puff my Heatran slot and go out in a Lilligant. Because if they don't Fake Out, I do want Lilligant in. I think I will go Lilligant here and Pollen Puff. Because I don't want to protect and then I find my Lilligant gone the next turn. So I'd rather just go into Lilligant now. We're going to see a Terra, so this might be Terra Gastrodon that's forced, which is actually pretty nice. Terra Fire. Okay, good. We confirmed that. And now Landorus and Heatran have an easier time of dealing with the Gastrodon with Earth Power and Stomping Tantrum, so I'm okay with this trade. Swords Dance, Iron Hands. I'm really glad in... Well, I guess it doesn't matter too much, but... Still nice. Pollen Puff going to come out. All right. What did they do with Gastrodon? Muddy Water, that's fine. Right? No accuracy drop. Okay, I was just worried about no accuracy drop. Close Combat should obliterate this Iron Hand, so all I'm gonna do is Pollen Puff myself to get my Focus Sash back. And yeah, like I don't see a reason not to. So I'm gonna Pollen Puff and I'm gonna Close Combat the Iron Hands and pick up that knockout. I wish Iron Hands was trapped, but it should still be okay. We get the Close Combat off. We're guaranteed to hit with the Hustle Boost. And goodbye, Iron Hands. So that's a nice KO. All right. The Iron Hands eliminated. I do have Sleep Powder still on deck as an option for the Gastrodon. And it's guaranteed to hit. Pollen Puff going to heal my Lilligant. Let's see if they Ice Beam or if they Yawn again. They might not have Ice Beam now that I think about it. Yeah, I don't think they do. How does Mirror Armor work with the syrup? Does it slow down? Does it still slow me down? I think it does, right? But I don't know because it's like a status. And I see the Flutter Mane come in. All right, which I'm okay with. I'm going for Syrup Bomb into the Flutter Mane. I'm gonna just try to threaten the Flutter Mane, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna just try to threaten the Flutter Mane. We didn't see a booster energy, so it's probably Specs. So if I can get the KO on Flutter Mane, that'd be fantastic. And I mean fantastic. Leaf Blade. That's the problem with Hustle. That's the problem with Hustle. Syrup Bomb into the Flutter Mane will lower its speed, so at least I'll have a speed advantage. Yawn, they tried to catch a switch. Okay. Okay. Gonna protect here, and I'm just gonna Leaf Blade the Flutter Mane. This might work out in my favor because if they take the KO onto my Lilligant, I get a free switch to Heatran that can Flash Cannon threaten the Flutter Mane. So I kind of like that actually. All right. Dazzling Gleam. I really hope I do knock out the Flutter Mane though, but I guess it's like not awful if I don't. It's not great though. Okay, so Lilligant goes down. We're gonna see Yawn probably. Yep. I get to go Landorus or I get to go... Nah, I could go either. Both not bad. Heatran might not outspeed Flutter Mane, which is also a concern. I guess I could go Landorus and Stomping Tantrum to Flutter Mane, because if I go into Landorus at any other point in the game, it just gets problem is it just gets, what's it called, into a really awkward spot. Although if I don't KO the Flutter Mane Stomping Tantrum, this is a really weird position. But I think I'm just gonna still Stomping Tantrum the Flutter Mane and see how it goes. Okay, I do KO the Flutter Mane. I had a feeling that it wasn't like a super bulky Flutter Mane, so that ends up working out perfectly. Able to get a recover off with the Dipplin, so we get the heal. Nice. And Muddy Water, perfect. Okay. All right, nice. Corviknight gonna come in, but I think at this point I'm in a really solid spot, assuming I just Pollen Puff the Landorus and Stomping Tantrum the Gastrodon. They're gonna forfeit actually, because I think they kind of realized that the Heatran is just like really impossible for them to actually deal damage to. So, oh, very nice. I did a gamble with the Landorus. Like, the thing is, like, the Flutter Mane seemed like to be specs. It did seem to be doing a ton of damage at Dazzling Gleam, so that requires a lot of investment. I wasn't sure if it was like bulky, because like they don't really have much speed other than like Tailwind, but Tailwind Corviknight's not exactly like a safe option in a Tornadus format, so I had a feeling they probably didn't have nearly as much bulk, which is why I decided to go with like a Stomping Tantrum, a Landorus, pick up the knockdown Flutter Mane, and thankfully it did work out as a gamble, because I was able to eliminate the Flutter Mane, and then I was able to have a safer position with Dipplin, Pollen Puffing the Heatran or the Landorus soft following turns. So that's what I was trying to build up for, and it did work out. Okay, Articuno, Iron Hands, Arcanine, Palafin, Abomasnow, Xianpao. So a snow team, which I have 3 ice weaknesses. Not exactly pretty. Although I do have one really good Pokemon in this matchup, which is LAIC. LAIC is ironically really good into their team. Iron Hands is going to be a little bit troublesome, but I think I could play around it. I'm going to bring Landorus, LAIC. I think for the most part is really good. Do I want to bring Heatran? I think I have to bring Heatran. I think I have to bring the Dipplin for Palafin. Palafin's actually the scariest mon. Jet Punch can definitely reverse sweep me if I'm not careful. So gotta make sure that Palafin, I either need to, really the only way I beat Palafin with this is Dipplin. I'm gonna need Dipplin healthy. We'll see how this goes. Luckily, I don't think I have to really go for specific accuracies. Syrup Bomb could actually be really important in this matchup, because it could allow like my Heatran out with Palafin and a few other factors. So definitely a concern. We're gonna see Xianpao plus Abomasnow into the LAIC and Landorus lead. All right. So not exactly too sure on what they are going to commit to right off the bat. I could go for Terra Flying, Terra Blast, and Electroweb. I got a few options. Heatran is definitely a really good pick here. I think I just want to U-turn out into... this is going to be a little bit weird. I could Rock Slide and Electroweb. I don't think that's a good play, because I think I want the Intimidate round for Iron Hands. I think I U-turn the Abomasnow and I Volt Switch out to the Xianpao. Let's see if this works. Oh, they gave me both, potentially. I'm surprised on that. Don't activate a Sash on Xianpao. Just naturally survive that. Okay. Gonna go out into Heatran on, hopefully, this might be a dark move. If this is Lash Out, would do a lot, but we'll see. Okay, you turn out the Abomasnow for some pretty good damage, okay? And we're going out into our LAIC once again. All right, what are they doing here? Ice Spinner. Nice, they did double up the LAIC, which is nice. Blizzard? Yep, okay. Okay. No freeze, thankfully. Okay, I'm going to go Landorus for another round of Intimidate, and I'm going to go for a Heat Wave into the duo. They do know that LAIC is faster than Xianpao, so Sucker Punch I think is like a pretty likely play. Ice Shard would be really unfortunate, but as long as I survive, it shouldn't be that big of a deal. The Xianpao's now at -2, so Sacred Sword's not doing that much to Heatran. I do need Heatran decently healthy for the Articuno. Okay, they protect Xianpao. That also works. Because I can just pressure the falling turn. Okay. Please hit the heat wave. Okay. That's a really important heat wave that I had to land there. So great. We have a really solid position right now. Also, they didn't lead Palafin. I wonder if it's back Palafin. Gonna be the Articuno coming in. Okay. I have Rock Slide as an option. I think my best play is just to U-turn out the Qianpao. And if there's no Palafin in the back, do I need Dipplin nearly as much? Probably not. And I can hit the Articuno with Magma Storm. You know what? I'm going for Magma Storm. U-turn in a Qianpao. Okay. If it's back Palafin, I no longer have to worry about it. So all I need to do is just land this Magma Storm into the Articuno. And what's beautiful about this is the evasion drop I'm about to get. It's also going to be important for LAIC potentially too. So bring out the Dipplin. Even if it's on the Blizzard, as long as we get that Magma Storm, we'll be in a really good spot. So evasion falls, so it's more likely I hit the Magma Storm. Blizzard going to come out, and Dipplin does faint, unfortunately, but it's basically done what I needed to do. Just make that Articuno way less of a pain. And also, if Palafin was a thing, I would have needed it. But since it's not the case, able to hit the Magma Storm through the Snow Cloak and maybe potential Bright Powder. And it looks like I'm going to get rid of that Articuno. So up at 3v1 position, which is really good. What were their backs? Palafin. I do not remember what their backs were. So I can't remember. I really can't. I think I go LAIC first then. I don't want to go Landorus and not remember. Iron Hands. Okay. So I bring out the LAIC. I think this is a pretty free Electro Ball into the Iron Hands and swap in a Landorus. Because this is Drain Punch probably to get health back. I can tear the Heatran later, and I'm just going to Stormy Tantrum a bunch into the Iron Hands. Electro Ball will also do some pretty decent damage here. I don't know if they target the LAIC. We'll see. They do fake out the LAIC, which is fine. Okay. What's nice is if they're Terra Water, they get affected by the Electro Ball. So all I have to do is Electro Ball here and just Stomping Tantrum. And if they Terra, they're taking a bunch of damage. And if they don't Terra, like Stomping Tantrum still doing a huge amount of damage regardless. And they don't get health back with Drain Punch. So look at that Stomping Tantrum damage. Beautiful. Looking really hard for them to recover. They have Ice Punch really on a team with already triple ice? Okay. Doesn't matter. Electro Ball will finish it off. And Stomping Tantrum will also take care of the Iron Hand. So beautiful. And that is gonna be a good game. Unfortunately, all Dipplin had to do was allow me to hit the Articuno, which, and again, Palafin. Palafin didn't show up, so all I needed to do hit the Articuno, and that's exactly what it did. All right, let's go over the games in a game one. Magma Storm Heatran went crazy in this battle, and being able to guarantee the land onto Qianpao, picking up the knockout through the Focus Sash helped out as their only way to heavily damage Heatran. In game two, got a lot of the reads right into their team and even caught their Terra Ground Gyarados, and all I had to do was pivot out accordingly using U-turn, Landorus, and default switch Regieleki. In game three, getting the early knockout and forcing the Terra on Gastrodon was a really strong start, but I did have to bank a bit on Landorus knocking out the Flutter Mane, although Heatran still had a chance to win the end game because with the Asolva should be able to tank attacks, beat the Corviknight, and handle the Gastrodon with no recover. In game four, all I needed was the Magma Storm hit on Articuno, which I needed with Dipplin to hit because it could have been a real pain with Snow Cloak, and thankfully was able to land that and finish it off. Dipplin's actually really cool and really bulky. It's actually really nice being able to threaten the Water Urshifu as well. I wish Searbomb was able to usually knock out the Water Urshifu. You need a lot of special attack investment to guarantee the knockout into like a non-bulky Urshifu, unfortunately. So that is a shame, but really cool options that we had with the Supersweet Syrup, the Magma Storm Heatran, where I usually am afraid to click Magma Storm if I have it on Heatran, but with the Supersweet Syrup made it a lot easier to click, and Hustle Lilligant able to do a ton of damage. Unfortunately, just not able to showcase Electro Ball Regieleki, but it's a bit hard where there's a lot of ground types, and Landorus has been very common recently, and Blood Moon Ursaluna has been a Pokemon everyone's been testing, so a little bit harder to utilize that, but I still think was a very fun team regardless. If you'd like to check out the details of the team, you can check them out in the description down below, and of course subscribe to the channel for more VGC content as always.